All right, so let's start lying down. Come onto your backs and just get comfortable. Slide your shoulder blades down away from your neck and just let your shoulders relax down towards the earth. Let your body soften and be heavy. And let's take a big breath in through the nose. Fill up, nice full breath, holding it at the top. Open your mouth and take a big sigh, exhale. And just let the breath go, let it pour out. Do that again, inhale. Fill the belly, fill the ribs, right? Get right up under the collarbones, filling all the way up, holding the breath, softening the shoulders. And let it all go, exhale. One big long breath to exhale. And then one more time, inhaling, filling the belly, filling the ribs, breathing right up to the top, holding the breath there, right? Full of breath. Can you soften? Can you sip in a little bit more and hold on to that? Right? Hold. And again, exhale, big sigh. Releasing all the breath out. And then start to breathe in and out through your nose. Right, cultivating your Ujjayi breath. Just letting the breath pour in, nice, smooth, steady breath, and pour out. Right, so just experiment as we're lying here, just for a little bit longer, of just extending the breath a little bit, making the inhale a little bit longer. Make your exhale a little bit longer. And as always, you can just kind of count out your breath and see how long it is, and then see if on the next round you can count a little higher as you inhale. Right? Make the breath a little longer as you exhale. Just see. And, without forcing it, without making it super tensiony or stressful, so don't force it, but just like comfortably lengthening the breath, right? Can you stay soft? Can you stay calm? Can you stay not gripped, right? And make the breath a little bit longer. Comfortably lengthening the breath. So maybe you're taking in more breath and exhaling more breath, or maybe you're just inhaling a little more slowly, right? Taking longer to take in the breath and exhaling a little more slowly, in that you're just taking longer to release the breath. Just letting it sort of slowly pour out and slowly pour in. So feel free to keep the breath as long as you like. Keep the length of the breath. If you're having fun with kind of experimenting with a longer breath, just keep doing that, right? Why not? If you want to kind of come back to what feels like a more natural length of your breath, then you're more than welcome to do that. But we'll just keep the breath steady in and out through the nose. And maybe you're playing with having it be a little bit longer, even as we start to move into the asana practice. All right, so on that note, start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Yeah, circle your wrists, your ankles, just waking yourself up. Take a stretch. Oh, reach the arms overhead, stretch the legs. Maybe add a little lean to one side and then to the other. Oh, circle the arms out nice and wide. Hug your knees into your chest. Rounding the spine, rocking side to side, right? Smoothing out the low back. Good. Yeah, so then nice and easy into your twist. Just take the legs over to the left and reach out through the right arm and just easy twist. Right, maybe you prop the knees if you're feeling a little tight in the chest or the low back. Maybe you press your knees down if you want a little more stretch. So just see how you feel. Right, you can make this work for you today, right now. All right, and then bringing your legs back up to center, take an inhale and exhaling over to the other side. And as you do, you're just reaching out through the left arm, right? Easy stretch, easy twist. Turn the gaze as much as that feels good in your neck. Just look for a soft stretch. Yeah, awesome. Come back up to center. Okay, good. Let's plant the feet on the floor so your knees are bent and your feet are flat, kind of like bridge pose. Mhm. And have your hands down by your hips, at least for now. Good. So curl the tailbone under and kind of scoop out your low belly and press your low back into the floor, right? Soften your shoulders away from your neck. Right, and then let's lift the hips and reach the arms at the same time. So peeling the hips off the earth, reach the arms overhead. And get an easy bridge pose. Stretch through the fingertips, lengthen out through the knees, get nice and long. And then roll it down. Curl the tailbone under, round the spine, lower the hips, lower the arms back down. Yeah. And keep the low back long. So curl the tailbone under and like you're lifting from your tailbone, peel the hips off the earth, reach the arms overhead. Keep your shoulder blades away from your ears, but stretching through the fingertips. Yeah. And then lengthen out through the tailbone, stretch away with the knees and slowly come back down. Tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, lower down. And then do that one more time. Try and keep lengthening through the tailbone. Lift the hips, reach the arms. Hold this one up for a moment, right? Press evenly through your feet. Press the inseams of the feet, right? And see if you can lengthen through the tailbone and lift the hips a little higher. Are you breathing? How is that Ujjayi breath? And then come on down, tuck the tail, round the spine, slowly lower. Come all the way back down. And just take a moment and just lie flat for a second. Feel your back. Yeah, and then just gently hug the knees in. Give them a little squeeze. Rock a little bit side to side. And then rock forward and back. And we'll come on up. Yeah, let's sit for a minute. Well, maybe a couple minutes. I don't know. I didn't really time this. Okay. Sit comfortably cross-legged, or if you want to sit on your shins or your knees, that's fine too. All right, let's reach up. Inhale, stretch. Bringing the hands together, exhaling. Bring the thumbs to the sternum. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's pause. Drop your gaze. Maybe close your eyes. And set an intention for practice. So as always, right, any intention that works for you, or it's always great to just come back to why you came onto the mat, right? If you don't have some other intention in mind, right? Why did you decide to take a yoga class this morning? And just keeping that in mind as you move through your practice, right? Letting your intention inspire you or inform your practice. All right. Take an inhale, big breath. And just soft sigh, exhale. Releasing the hands down, gently opening the eyes. Let's reach the arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms inside out, press up. Stretch up. Yeah, press up through the thumbs. Melt the shoulder blades down. Bring the hands forward, round the spine, and just press straight ahead. Pull the belly back. Press out through the palms. The chin can come down towards the chest. Yeah. And let's go back up. Press for the sky. Good. And then release it. Let's switch the cross of the legs. And then we'll just interlace behind the back and do a quick stretch here. So just do the opposite interlace. Put the other thumb on top and reach the knuckles back and down. Maybe you touch the ground. You know, it's fine if you do, or it's fine if you don't. Maybe you reach the hands away a little bit. See how much stretch you want. Try lifting the chest up towards the sky. Yeah. Maybe the chin lifts a little bit. You don't have to jam up your neck or anything. Don't worry about lifting the chin super high, but just to kind of go with the lift in the chest. Try dropping the chin down for a breath. See how that feels. And gently release it. Give the shoulders a little shake. All right. Let's come on up onto hands and knees. Do a couple rounds of cat-cow. Plant the palms. Inhaling, drawing the heart forward. Exhaling to round. Inhale. Lifts the chest. Yeah. Exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Right, drawing the heart through. Good. Rounding. One more like that. Scoop the heart forward. Exhale, round. So we're going to come back forward into a little bit of a back bend. Keep your hips over your knees and just walk the hands forward. All right, so coming into a little puppy dog, Anahatasana. The chest and maybe your forehead to the earth, or maybe your chin. Right, so really letting the heart melt down towards the earth. Right, soften the shoulders out of the neck. And then while you're in this big stretch, can you pull the bottom front tips of your ribs in, away from the floor, like you're trying to come out of your back bend. And take one more breath here. Then come back up, walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. Oh, just take a moment in your tabletop, give the shoulders a quick circle. Loosen that up a little bit, yeah. All right, let's do down dog. Walk your hands forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come on in. Press back through the heels. Maybe pedal the heels. Maybe shake your head out. You know, this is a nice place for lion's breath, especially if you carry tension in your jaw. Lion's breath is really imagine you're a roaring lion, right? You open your mouth as wide as you can, you stick your tongue out. You can even make a little bit of sound. You do it on the exhale, right? And it really helps to release the tension in the jaw. You can send your gaze up to the third eye too, eyes open or closed. Simhasana. All right, so start to settle your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, come forward to plank. Shift forward, shoulders over the wrists. Yeah, hug the belly in. Good. Just take a couple of breaths here, starting to warm up the shoulders, the arms. Yeah. All right, let's head back to down dog. Shift the hips up and back. All right. Take a breath here. I just appreciate the difference. And then back into your plank pose. Coming back forward. Right, tailbone to the heels. So here too, imagining, right, as like we're pressing the low back into the floor again. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly to the spine. Yeah, feel nice and lifted through the front of the body. Take one more breath in this plank. And back to down dog, lift the hips up and back. All right, smooth out the breath. All right, back into your plank pose. So it gets a little bit easier, sort of, as you warm up. Right, so just kind of appreciate how the feeling of it shifts. Smooth, steady breath still. Right, front of the body lifting away from the earth. Right, the whole front of the body. The shins, your ankles even. All right, back to down dog. Lift the hips up and back. Okay. All right, how's your breath? Beautiful. Okay, back to plank. I almost said last time. It's not really it's the last time in this little set of us doing this, but it's not the last time, like last time. Don't get excited, Mike. It's not the last time. All right. You're almost there. A couple more breaths. Tailbone to the heels. Lean forward. Take an inhale. And let's lower down. Bend the elbows. To the earth. I got a towel in my face. Okay. Shalabhasana. Reach back. Curl the tailbone under. Melt the pubic bone down. Press the thighs up. Lift the chest up. Yeah, hug the legs in. Your feet kind of want to splay out. Can you hug them in towards the center? Yes, and come on down. All right. So let's do that again. Get the whole top of your foot to face the earth, right? The whole top of the foot down. Of course, we're going to pick our feet up, but we're going to try and keep this orientation, right? So here we go. Come on up. Pubic bone down. Lift the legs, lift the chest. Right, but we're trying to keep the pinky toes kind of reaching down towards the earth, even as we press the thighs up. Yes, take one more breath and come on down. Woo, soften. Just appreciate the work of the back body to lift you. This time, let's interlace the fingers above the sacrum. Pressing the pubic bone down. Inhale, lift up. Lift the head, the chest, lift the legs. Reach the knuckles for the heels. Can you stay lifted and switch the interlace? Keep the pinky toes wrapping down towards the earth. Lift with the inner thighs. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, come on down. Woo! Waggle the hips a little bit, soften. Relax the back of the body. All right, feel the squeeziness. Okay, beautiful. Plant your palms by your ribs. Tuck your toes. We can stretch out our hamstrings in downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, press to knees plank or regular plank. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Right, so just appreciate the stretch. Reach back through the heels. Heels back and down. Yeah, and as you're doing that, reach the sit bones up and back. Lengthening the backs of the legs. Hug the sit bones in towards each other a little bit. Take one more breath. Inhaling, start to gaze forward. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, bring your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhale, heart goes forward. Exhale, empty the breath and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach for the sky, exhale. Hands to the heart, just a moment here. Feel the breath. Maybe close your eyes. All right. Release the hands down, turn the palms out. Inhale, stretch out and up. Exhale, up and over, folding in. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen forward, zip the belly. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot, step your left foot. Come back into your plank pose, top of the push-up. Yeah. All right, warming up the body. We love plank pose. You just tell yourself that every time. It may eventually turn out to be true. Lean forward. Pass through chaturanga. Bend the elbows. Heart goes forward. Keep the arms in close. And then all the way down. We'll do Cobra Pose. Flatten the feet. So again, top of the foot. This time, keep the top of the foot pressing. Inhale, lift the chest up. Right, whole top of the foot pressing down. Pinky toes included. Lengthen and lower. Good. Curl the tailbone under. Press the feet. Lift the chest. Inhale, come up, Cobra Pose. Right, heart coming through the arms. Yeah, lengthen forward, lower down. Let's lift up one more time. Lift as high as you like. Inhale, come on up. And while you're up, can you hug the elbows in and press the index finger knuckle? Press the thumb. One more breath. Hug the ribs in as you lift up. And right back to down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. How's your breath? Right, stretch the legs. Good. One more inhale. Try and get a little longer. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the heels. Walk forward, jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. All the way up, inhale. Sweep the arms. Exhale. Let's keep going. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, left foot, right foot. All right, plank pose. Abs, ribs in, right? So when we're getting these active asana poses, we can almost always engage the belly, and that would be a good idea, especially if we're going to try chaturanga. So if you can, bend the elbows, go forward, hover, flatten your feet, lift the chest, straighten your arms. Try and stay off the earth with the hips and the thighs. And then downward facing dog. All right. The A sun salutes. Good. One more breath. Whole hand pressing, right? Use the whole hand, stretch back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heel, bend the knees, walk forward, float forward, feet to hands, lift and lengthen halfway up, inhale, folding, exhale, all the way up, inhale, exhale, hands to heart. So Surya Namaskar A, maybe jump back this time, inhale, reach up, exhale, fold in half, inhale, firm the legs, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, hands are down. Keep stepping, maybe jump back, chaturanga, or you can lower down, right? Do Cobra Pose or upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right, feel your breath, notice your heart beating, right? Just subtle shifts as we start to move a little more. Can you come back to that same smooth, steady breath? Take one more inhale here. Reach the hips up and back. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, hips high. Float your feet to your hands. Yeah, halfway lift, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Come all the way up, firm the glutes, reach and stretch. Exhaling through the midline. Let's do it just like that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Yeah. Inhale, heart goes forward, press the thighs back. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down. Step or float it back, right? And just be mindful as you move through, right? Lowering down, right? Pressing the tops of the feet, scoop the heart forward, still lengthening through the tailbone. Right, back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And you can sigh it out. You can do that lion's breath again, opening the mouth nice and wide. Good. All right. Gazing forward, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands. Lift up halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Firm the glutes, rise, inhale. Exhale. Let's keep going. We'll add on a little bit to that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. That's it. Inhale, lift up halfway, zip the belly. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. Heart stays forward, feet go back, right? So as you jump, your head stays and just the legs travel back. Take your vinyasa or go straight to down dog. You always have the option to skip it, of course. Yeah. Okay, send the right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip and the knee. And just breathe into that stretch. Good. And then bring it around, square the hips, keep the leg lifted. Just press the left thigh back. Good. Take an inhale. Shift forward, exhale, knee to your nose. Stay forward, touch your right arm. Stay forward, touch your left arm. Back into your down dog, up and back. Okay, come forward, bring your right leg forward to your right arm. And then touch your nose. And then touch your left arm. And reach it up and back. And one more time, come forward, touch your left arm. And touch your nose. And touch your right arm. And reach the leg up and back. Inhale. And exhale the foot to the floor, the earth, the ground, your mat. Take a breath. If you need a second, come down and rest. If you're okay, send the left leg up into the air and come into the stretch. Yeah, take your time. You can hop in whenever you're ready. Lift the hip, bend the knee. Yeah, just breathe here. Ha. Good. And then slowly bring it around. Square the hips, straighten the leg. Lengthen the outer right hip back. Yes. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your knee in towards your nose. Stay forward. Touch your left arm. Touch your right arm. And then reach the knee up and back. Leg up and back. And then this time, touch your left arm. Come forward. Touch your nose. Touch your right arm. Lift the leg up and back. One more time. Start on the right side. Touch the right. Touch the middle. Touch the left. Reach it up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Foot down. Press back. Inhale. Exhale. Come forward. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk or float. Your shoulders. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Firm the glutes. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And just take a big breath. Inhale. Sigh it out. Exhale. Release the arms. Yeah. Shake it out. Whew. Okay, good. Like build our strength, our endurance in your shoulders, your arms, your upper back. Just in time for Ukitasana chair pose. Okay. Stand tall. Inhale. Exhale. Bend deeply. Sit back, right? Sit back, try and touch the earth, squeeze your glutes, lift the hips, lift the chest, reach the arms, Utkatasana chair pose. Keep the bend. Yeah. Squeeze your glutes. Maybe gazing up, right? As you reach up, notice it may kind of stick your ribs out. Can you pull the tips of the ribs back in and press the upper arms back? Yeah. Take one more breath, maybe gaze up, inhale. Fold in half, exhale. All the breath out. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, hands are down, stepping back, float back, take your vinyasa, go straight to down dog, whichever, customize your vinyasa however you like. Yeah. Including not doing it at all and just going right to down dog. Okay. Let's lift the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee forward, step the foot between your hands. Good. Let's bring the back knee to the floor, to the ground, to your mat. You can flatten the foot for now. Come on up into Asana. Yeah. Pull up through the hip bones. All right, really try and lift the hip bones up. And notice the stretch at the front of the thigh. And if you're like, oh, I don't feel much stretch, then keep that lift and bend your front knee a little more and see if that gives you some stretch. Yeah. Then start to lengthen up. Right? Can you press the upper arms back a bit so they start to go back by your ears? Right? And as you lift your chest, we'll do that same. Can I pull the tips of the ribs in? Right? Can I engage my abs even as I'm here? Now, here comes the fun part. Tuck the back toes. Can you lift your back knee up off the floor and come into your crescent pose? The back knee up off the earth. Yes. Breathe here. Tailbone to the earth. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly bringing the hands down. Step back to your plank pose and take a vinyasa. Feel free to go right to down dog or even take a breath or two in child's pose, which we haven't technically done yet, but good. Okay, nice. Send the left leg straight back and up. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Try and land without making a sound. Land lightly your foot between your hands. And then let's bring the back knee down to start. Come on up, Anjaneyasana. Right, so it's like the beginnings of our back bend. Right, lift up through the hip bones, right? Opening up the front of the hip, get that lifting up. And then if you want more stretch, you can bend more into the front knee. But can you keep the hips lifting? A sense of the tailbone lengthening down. Not that we're trying to tuck it under necessarily, but almost like there's a little weight, like a little fishing weight hanging from your tailbone, and just gently lengthening the lower back, right? And then we lift the heart and press the upper arms back to get more into that stretch. And then could you just soften the ribs in, engage your abs a little bit while you're in this stretch. Take one more breath just like this. Yeah, then let's tuck the toes. We'll challenge our balance. Lift the back knee up off the earth. Can you keep lifting your heart? Can you keep lifting your frontal hip bones? Take one last breath. Inhale. And release it, exhale. The hands come down, step the front foot back into your plank pose, taking a vinyasa. Yeah, nice, you guys. Or skip it. Yeah, it's totally up to you. Only you know how your body feels and how much energy you have and all of that. So, you can decide how tired you want to be after class too. Maybe you want to just get it all out. Or maybe you have a lot of stuff to do and you don't necessarily want to do that. Right, you get to decide. Okay, take another breath. Stretch back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk forward, float forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees. Sit through the heels, reach up. Lengthen through the sit bones, the tailbone, towards the back edge of your mat. Start to stretch up a little higher, right? Keep hugging those ribs in. Lift up, maybe look up. One last breath. Press and rise, inhale. Exhale, release the arms and just take a breath. Inhale and sigh it out. Relax your shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna take the hands to the lower back, just to kind of get a feeling of lengthening through the sacrum, right? And then if you feel comfortable, you can flip the palms over and go this way, but we can start here. It's a little friendlier, I think. In any case, the idea of your hands is to lengthen your lower back. So we're just gonna do an easy standing back bend. And I say easy because we're not gonna, like drop into Urdhva or anything. We're just gonna stand here and lift our hearts. So it'll be as much of a back bend as you want. Yeah. Tara's like, I was about to, so I'm glad you stopped me. I know, right? Me too. Okay. All right, so tailbone long. And you may find that as soon as you lift your heart up, you stick your ribs out too. So just a little bit of pulling back in. Right, and then just lifting the chest. If you want to flip your hands, you're more than welcome to flip the palms. Once you start lifting up, you may find that's a little bit easier to do, right? And just lifting the heart to the sky. Lengthen the tailbone down, hug the rib tips in, and then try and press evenly through your feet. So the big toe mound is pressing down as much as the pinky edge. Yes, take one more breath just like this. Right now, keep the abs engaged. Keep the tailbone lengthening down. Release the hands. And can you just sweep the arms overhead? Oh, gets a little heavier back there. Use your abs, right? Lengthen through the tailbone, lift your heart. Can you possibly look back to see your thumbs and breathe? Wrap the pinky edges in. Take one more breath. Stand it back up. Inhale. Slowest forward fold ever. Exhale. Arms wide, like you're moving through peanut butter. All the way down. Okay, take a breath. Let your spine lengthen in the forward fold. Let your head be heavy. Nice, you guys. Okay, inhale. Lift up halfway. Lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your hands. Walk back. Jump back. Take a vinyasa, skip the vinyasa, maybe a breath in the child's pose. It's totally up to you. You have a couple of breaths. That's it. Downward facing dog. Great. Send your right leg up and back into the air. Good. Again, use your abs. As you pull the knee forward, can you step the foot through and not make a sound? It's harder than it sounds. And then back heel to the ground for warrior one. Root through the back foot and rise on up. Yeah. So you want to have a little space side to side, but your back foot at an angle so that you can really press the heel into the earth. Lengthen the back hip forward as much as it'll go. That's it. So here too, we can find some stretch at the front of the hip. Think about the inner thigh on your back leg and like it's trying to roll through the middle and reach out from behind you, right? Roll the inner thigh. Yeah, and that action, along with pulling the hip bones up, will help you stretch the hip flexor a little bit more. Now, just like we were doing in our standing back bend, as we lift up, can we soften the rib tips in and engage the abs? Take one more breath here. Awesome, you guys. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace. Pin the right hip back. Lift the chest up. Oh, take an inhale. Exhale, go forward. Right hip goes back. Heart goes forward. Press into your back foot. Let's lift back up. Inhale, come up. Keep the bend in the front knee. Lift the hips up. Lift the heart up. Exhale, fold back in. Fold. We're going to do that one more time. Press into the back foot. Lift your chest. Pin that right hip back. Exhale, go forward. Straight ahead. That's it. Breathe. Hold it here. Hold it here. Steady breath. Nice, you guys. Yes, keep pinning that right hip back and in. Press through the back heel. Crown of the head heavy. Beautiful. Take one more breath. We're going to come back up. Press into the back heel. Lift up. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Come on down. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. You can keep the back leg straight, or if you need a little less, put the back knee on the ground. Turn the right toes out to the right, and then let the knee come open. Now, if you're doing okay, spin to the pinky edge of the back foot and stay a little lifted, right? You can let the hip kind of sink down, but you're still trying to stay off the floor. If you're doing okay, still reach the right arm back. Into the stretch, good. And then come back around, all the way around. Back knee to the ground. We're gonna stretch the quad. So reaching back, grab on. Oh, stretch. Yes. Okay, so whichever hand you're holding on with, I reach with my opposite hand, my right hand for my left foot, but in any case, bring both hands back or try to. So we're gonna balance a little bit. Yeah, put your knee down. Yeah. There we go. Pull the heel in, lift your hips up. It's kind of like King Arthur, but away from the wall. You're welcome. So if you can, and I know this is a lot to think about, try and get the right hip to pull back, your hip bones to lift up. Okay, if you can balance, and we're not trying to get the left foot to the ground or anything. We're just gonna stretch the shoulders, lift the hips up, pull the ribs in, and maybe let the foot go back a bit and lift the chest. You're not trying to touch the ground. You're just trying to stretch your chest. So don't worry about your foot hitting the floor. Okay, good. All right, slowly, gently lean forward. Release it. Oh, okay. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, sweep the right leg up and back into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip. Oh, just take a moment. We'll stretch the right side for a second. Oh, good. I don't know if you feel warm enough to drop into Wild Thing, but you can if you want to. You don't have to. If you're like, what? No, don't do it. right? But I feel like, maybe you can try it out, feel it out. That's pretty good. Okay. Then when you're ready, we'll bring it back around. And finally, vinyasa, or not, or rest, or straight to down dog. Yeah. You knew we'd get there eventually. Okay. How's your breath? Okay. Left side, send the left leg up. You got to use your abs, right? Pulling the foot forward. Is it possible to land without making a sound? That's really difficult to do. It sounds easy when you first think of it, and then you do it, and you're like, wait a second. Put your back heel down. Warrior one. Come on up. Yes. Plug the left thigh back. And press into the left, right. I guess your left heel too, but I meant to say your right heel. Yeah. Hug the left hip back and in. Right, so same. Well, there's a couple of things stretching, but what we really want right now is this hip flexor stretch. So use the inner thigh. When we go sideways, it kind of takes us out of the stretch. So as we work this way and work the inner thigh back, there's some resistance because we're pushing into the stretch, right? Lengthen the tailbone, lift the heart. Maybe the upper arms press back. Maybe those rib tips can hug in, right? Breathe, maybe bend a little deeper. Yeah, so nice, everyone. Slowly, gently bring your hands behind your back. Do the other interlace, right, with the opposite thumb on top. Reach back and down, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale. Go forward, take your time. All right, go forward, pin the hip back, press into your back foot, lift up. Yeah, inhale, exhale. Maybe we go a little deeper this time, right? Come on in. Inhale, lift back up. Good. One more time. Last time, we'll hold it down this time. Come forward. Right, keep pinning the left hip back. Right, lean in. And breathe. Right, how close can you get the crown of your head to the earth? And pin your left hip back. Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly. Good, you guys. Take one last breath. Lift the hands. And then press into your back foot. Come up. Up, all the way up. Release it. Whoa, as I tip over. And exhale, the hands come down. Spinning to the ball of the back foot. And again, you can put your back knee down for this part too. We're going to turn the left toes out to the left a little bit, onto the pinky edge of the foot, reaching back. You can gently press the thigh, but if you have a little juice, reach. Try and stay lifted, the back leg off the ground. Beautiful. And then slowly bring it back. Now we'll put the right knee down. Maybe with your left hand, either hand, reach back, try and catch your foot. Whew. Stretch that quad. My goodness. All right, so we want the front foot, pretty rooted. We're gonna lift up. I need to move my back knee over a little bit. There we go. Need to lift up and maybe, as I tip over again, catch with both hands. There we go. Oh. So it is like our King Arthur pose, but just not at the wall. So the tailbone goes down, right? The low belly pulls in and you really feel that stretch, I hope anyway, in the front of the back leg thigh. Good. Breathe. Tailbone long. All right, if you can, if you're feeling steady enough, let the foot gently move away and you scoop your heart up. Now, as you do that, keep trying to lengthen the tailbone down. Keep trying to hug the rib tips in. You're not trying to put your foot on the floor, but that may be what happens. Take one more breath. And then gently release it. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knees, the left leg up and back into the air. Right, open up that hip again. Ooh, I have a lot of stuff over there. Maybe the wild thing. Watch out for your stuff. There we go. Up and over, maybe. Right, see how you feel. And then when you're ready, bring it back around and take a vinyasa or skip it and rest. Child's pose. Yeah, you can sigh the breath out. Do that Simhasana, lion's breath. Stick your tongue out, open the mouth nice and wide. Sip some water, that's a common theme right now. Okay. Back to downward facing dog. I know the dappled sunlight can get a little too dappled. It's like more than you want. I've been there. I know that feeling. All right. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. All right. We're bringing the feet to the hands. So you can decide if you want to walk it forward, if you want to fold forward. Feet to the hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Folding, exhale. Bending the knees. Coming into the chair pose, Utkatasana. Yeah. Sitting back into the heels. All right, good. We're going to take the twist. Bring your hands to your heart. Lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, bring your left elbow outside your right knee. And I'm going to say, let your left knee, and I know, but let your left knee just push a little forward of your right knee for today. Right, press into the palms, open your chest. Can you get your thumbs to come to your sternum? Right, keep squeezing your glutes. Consider opening the arms, bottom hand to the earth, top arm to the sky, and then maybe even adding a little bit of a wrap, yeah, with the top arm coming up and around, and you hook onto your thigh and open the chest. Take one more breath. Release through chair pose. Here we go, inhale. Exhale, other side. Hands to heart, lengthen forward, inhale. Exhale, elbow outside the knee. So again, let the right knee push a little forward today, right? Open the chest. It gives you a little space to twist. And then consider bringing the bottom hand to the earth, the top arm to the sky, right? Maybe looking up. Maybe that hand wraps around and hooks the leg. Open the chest. Try and get a little space between your ribs and your thigh. Take one more breath. Exit through chair pose, unravel. Oh, your legs. Inhale, fold, exhale. Oh, take a breath. My legs too, I know. All right. It's short recovery time here. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step or hop it back. Take the vinyasa. Modify as you like, right? Any variation. Back to downward facing dog. Good, beautiful. Okay. Send your right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Stepping the foot between the hands. Let's spin the left heel to the earth. Line your heels up. And we'll come upright to come into Triconasana. So come on up and straighten the legs. Go sideways. Clarita, just switch your feet. There you go. Okay. Go forward. Forward, forward, forward. Yes. And then, whoa, when you can't go forward anymore, the bottom hand lands on your shin somewhere, on a block, on the ground. Right, reach the top arm up. Right, and see if you can hug the tips of the ribs in again. Yes, and lengthen through the tailbone. And breathe. Strongest legs. Right, pull the kneecaps up and squeeze your glutes. These look nice, you guys. Good. Okay, Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe the top hand comes to your hip. You don't have to. You can keep it reaching. It's up to you. Bend your front knee, reaching the left, right, rather, hand forward. Maybe the back foot steps in, right? But we're coming forward. So the bottom hand on a block or on the ground. You can be fingertips, right? Fingertips. Yes. Peel the top hip open. Breathe. So of course we're gonna do it, Chapasana. Bend the right, left knee, top knee. See if you can reach your left hand back, catch the foot, right? And again, engage the belly and lengthen through the tailbone, right? And open up, come into the stretch. And as you open the chest and maybe kick the foot away, can you hug the rib tips in and take one more breath here? Yes, you guys. Awesome. Okay, back to regular Ardha Chandrasana. Release the bind. Through Triconasana, back foot to the earth. Stay low, straighten the legs. Open up. I know it's challenging. Push into the back foot, lift up. Reverse triangle pose. The back hand can slide down the leg or hook the front hip. And then lift up as you inhale. Bend the front knee, exhale, release it. Hands come down, stepping back. Take a vinyasa of your choosing or rest or, whatever makes sense for you. Straight to down dog. Awesome. Okay. Oops. Let's do the other side. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Use your abs, right? Try and land lightly to really pull in. Drop the back heel so your heels line up. Windmill up, kind of sideways, straightening the legs. Triconasana, technically, is the full name. When it's in trouble, no. Firm your left hip back and in and come forward. Utita. Okay, reach. Keep lifting the kneecaps. And then the hand lands. It doesn't matter how low it gets. It just lands wherever it lands. And then you pivot open and reach up and maybe see your thumb up there, right? And breathe. Right, and just appreciate the stretchiness, the strength in the body, right? Smooth out the Ujjayi breath. Root the whole front foot. Notice if you're kind of leaned into the pinky edge, press the big toe, press the inner heel. You'll want that for Ardha Chandrasana. And speaking of Ardha Chandrasana, here we go. Look down, bend the front knee. Feel free to hand on hip with the top hand. Reach, maybe step in a little bit. See how it feels. Right, it is bouncy. It's a wobbly pose oftentimes, right? So just breathe into however it's showing up for you today, right? How's your breath? Our challenge is, can I just stay calm and just meet this, right? And don't get too judgy. If you can, just try. Even if you can't, try it anyway. Bend the lifted knee and reach back, and maybe your foot's there to catch it. Maybe it's not, but even if it's not, just reach like you're gonna catch it, because maybe you will someday. Right, lengthen through the lifted knee. Can you hug the rib tips in? Right, yes, we're in this big stretch, but we want to keep hugging back to the middle. One more breath. Open the chest. Releasing the bind, Ardha Chandrasana. And then back to your Triconasana, your Uttita Triconasana. Stay low. That's the challenge, right? Getting into those straight legs. Oh, you appreciate Warrior Two now, huh? Squeeze your glutes, lift up. Whoa, reverse triangle. So again, the back hand can slide down the leg. It can hook the front hip, whichever you like. And then we're up as you inhale, bending the front knee, exhaling, releasing, stepping back, taking the vinyasa or not, right? Modifying, of course, as always. Okay, good. Breathe, breathe, and breathe. Okay, downward facing dog, right? And we're just gonna put our knees down. So drop your knees onto the ground and come upright. And we're gonna do a couple of rounds of Ustrasana. We'll take a vinyasa, and then we're gonna do something else after that. we'll do some more stuff. Okay, so camel. Some of you guys may already know. I know what I do with my feet in this pose. So maybe your feet are flat, maybe your toes are tucked. If you're not sure, tuck your toes. If you know, then do the thing that you know what you do. Otherwise, tuck your toes. And just like we did earlier, like we've been doing really, we want to try and keep the hips lifting, the tailbone lengthening. So we can start with our hands on our low back, and you can do fingers pointing down or fingers pointing up, whichever you like. Your shoulders are warm, so maybe up is okay to do. And start to lift your chest. Lifting your heart to the sky, right? Lift your heart, offer it up. Keep lengthening the tailbone down. Lean your shoulders back just a bit and see if you can reach down and find your heels back there, right? So you're turning yourself into the hump of a camel. Ukitasana is camel pose. Right, tailbone long, heart lifted. Inhale. Press through the shins, the feet. Exhale, lift yourself up, both sides together. Too much. And then maybe tucking the toes, sitting back on the heels. Stretch your feet. Yogi toe torture. Your hands on your thighs, your hands at your heart, either. Right, and just breathe. Notice how your heart's beating. If this starts to feel like too much on your feet, you can stop anytime you need to. It does get easier over time. Let's take one more breath. Okay, if you're with the tucked toes, let's come forward. Even if you're not, you can tap your feet out. It feels pretty good. Just tapping the tops of your feet. Your toes. Okay, so if tucked toes was a good idea for you, and you could reach your heels, but you still felt a pretty big stretch and like that was a challenge, keep the toes. If you touched your heels and you're like, wow, this is easier than I thought it was going to be, then try flattening your feet. It'll give you more stretch, so it may give you a little bit more reach. Okay, gotta get out of the tree root spots. find the squishy areas. Okay. Lengthen the tailbone. And actually in this pose too, we're trying to stay pretty even through the feet. So especially if the tops of your feet are pressing, the pinky toes are down, but even if they're not, we're trying to stay relatively even through the feet. So kind of pressing down and hugging in with the outer ankles. Okay, tailbone long, heart up, right? So rooting through the feet, do hug the outer ankles in, whatever your feet are doing, right? Hug the outer ankles in, lift the chest. Maybe you lean back a bit, reach back, find your heels, press into your heels to lift your heart. Right, scoop your shoulder blades into your upper back, and like your shoulder blades are going to serve your heart to the sky. Take one more breath, lengthen. Root through the shins to come up as you exhale, and then come on down. You can do the tuck toes again if you like. Tailbone lengthening down. Right, so you may be tempted to kind of let the belly push forward, lengthen down through the tailbone, engage your abs a little bit. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. Take a vinyasa and then try a variation, actually. Okay, come on up. So in regular Ukitasana, which is what we're doing, we ultimately wanna have the hips over the knees. So you may lean back a bit, it's fine when you reach your feet, but then once you're there, try and push your thighs forward. And that'll give you a really nice stretch here at the front of your hips and probably your belly and your shoulders and other stuff too, but right, pressing those thighs forward. So let's do one more time, Ukitasana. Ukitasana, kind of a short name. Like you want there to be something else, but that's it. Tailbone long, heart lifting. Scoop your heart up. You really can't lift your heart enough in this pose. Even though you're leaning back and all that, you're still lifting your heart, right? Still lifting your heart. Reach back whenever you're ready, right? And when you find your heels, lift your heart and lengthen the thighs forward as you send the tailbone down, right? Long through the back of the neck. So your head is a little bit lifted, a little bit lifted. Good. Root down to come up, press the thighs forward. Oh, come on back. Oof, I know. So again, pull the belly back, lengthen the tailbone down because your low back's like, we're back bending, and it'll just keep doing it. And you kind of want to pull out of that a little bit. We're not going to fully forward fold. We're going to do down dog, which is enough. So resist the urge to do child's pose right now. All right, plank. And you may choose to take your plank straight to down dog or through a vinyasa. So as you step back, we engage our abs, yes. And then you can lower down or head straight back. Right, and just let the down dog stretch the backs of your legs, lengthen your spine. We got a couple more back bends to do, and then we'll be done with back bends. Okay, so right leg lifting, inhale it up, and again, engaging your abs to step forward, pull the knee to your chest, and foot between the hands. And this time, Ardha Ustrasana, which means half, which makes it sound easier, but except it's not. You're like, oh, half, great. No. So we're on one knee. Like actually, this is pretty cushiony, but if you feel like you need more, feel free to fold your mat over or give yourself a little more cushion. Are you okay in the sun over there? Do you want to scooch? You're good, okay. I'm like, I can wait if you want to move. Okay. So don't feel like you have to reach your leg back there. We're doing the same thing of trying to find the heel. You can also tuck your toes, which will make that definitely easier. I recommend, not in front, but behind, but interlacing the fingers like we were doing earlier. This side has a big reach to get back towards that heel back there. So interlacing kind of helps pull that arm to the other side. So feel free to do that. See what you find. If you don't find anything, it's fine. You're still getting a great back bend and a lot of work in your legs. So what we're going to do, like we've been doing, is lift the hips and try and soften the ribs in. Keep the tailbone lengthening, right? The hip things, the hips and the tailbone sort of go together. And then we'll add this, right? So tailbone lengthens down. Lifting the chest. All right, so here the legs have to work, right? Interlace the fingers and start to reach back and down. Send your tailbone to the earth, right? Reach back. Maybe you find your leg back there. Maybe you even find your heel back there. Lift the heart. Breathe into the stretch. The hips melting forward. Oh, yes. Engage your abs to come up. Whoa, too much abs? Come up. Shake it out. I know, I've got a little carried away. All right. And we'll switch sides. Oh, if you need a moment, take a moment, but just appreciate the work of your back leg. Take a vinyasa if you like. Head straight to down dog. Just notice how your two sides feel, and then we'll switch sides. Okay. Other side. So glamorous. So you know what to do. Hips up, tailbone long. So this little wheel spinning, right? Lifting the heart, but like your overalls, but kind of that scooping up of the chest. Maybe try the opposite interlace back there. Lift the hips, lift the chest. Send the tailbone down, reach the knuckles back and down. Maybe you find some part of your leg. Maybe you find your heel, right? Lift the heart up. Melt the hips forward. So you're bending into the front knee. Yes, exactly. And breathe. Oh my gosh. Take one more breath. I know. Press down to come up, engage your abs. Okay, a little more controlled that time. Not switch. I was going to say switch sides. Maybe take a vinyasa. Maybe do down dog. Maybe you're like, do I have to? You do not have to. Maybe you just go to child's pose. Feel free to child's pose yourself. And maybe after you do your vinyasa and your down dog, you do child's pose. That's a fine choice as well. Right, how's your breath? Sigh it out. Okay, good, you guys. Yeah, take a moment in the child's pose. Okay. So this is traditionally upside down time. which we can still totally do. The squirrels seem very calm and quiet today. We have trees for upside down time. There's a couple good ones. That's a good one. This is a good one. That's a good one, right? And you don't have to do anything crazy, right? You can bring a towel or something, plant. Here, I'll show you. You guys at home, you can probably do your usual stuff. You can certainly kick up, but if you're like, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that, bring your towel, put it down. Wait, let me scooch. There we go. And then you can just put your feet on there, right? And do this way. If it feels too scary to turn around and kick up, which you can definitely do, right? Feel free to come up. And I know it feels like you're going to miss, but it's there, you know? It's there. Oh, wow. It's pretty cool looking up into the tree. The what? The ants, yes. Only the ants move. These stay steady. This hasn't woken up since we've been doing this, so I don't know if it's going to. It's a nice stretch for your neck, honestly, but it's pretty cool to look up. I didn't do that before, and I've done this a bunch of times, to look up into the tree. Yeah. So even if you're doing the L shape, just separate your legs probably, and then you can do it. And then you can do it that way too. Oh yeah, you can. You totally can. Oh my God. Yeah, you should try that. Okay. Or like if you can balance, or practice your kicks. Switch kick, right? Switch. Or knee tap, right? Or knee tap. And switch, right? Knee tap. Ooh, you may accidentally do a handstand. What? Uh-oh. Now what do I do? Tip over, apparently. Okay. Couple minutes for that. Yes, Mike, you're doing it. Right? To the tree. Nice, Sarah. Good job, guys. Yeah, that was really good. Yes. Oh, nice. That's it, Tosh. Do your other knee too. Tap with your other foot. I know. All right, Sid. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yes, Therese. Good, you guys. Okay. I like tree inversion time. Right? Okay. How are you guys doing at home? You're still upside down, Barb. Nice. Oh, come on down. Okay. Come on down. Yeah. Okay. Phew. Good job, everyone. Yes. Last couple kicks in. Okay, good. So let's sit. Let's forward fold. God, I know, right? We did a lot of back bends. So we'll do a little bit of forward folding right now, kind of counter pose all of that. So sitting in Dandasana, let's reach up. So we want to feel really rooted in the sit bones. Press down through the legs. Reach up with the fingertips. Inhale. Go forward, right? Like you're trying to get long. You're trying to go past your toes. Reach and lengthen. Get as far forward as you can. Hang on. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, go back out. And think about getting long forward, right? As if you could get your collarbones to touch your toes. All right, breathe here. Relax your shoulders off your neck. As much as your arms are doing a little bit of work to help you stretch, you want to keep the shoulders down, right? Away from the ears. Let the work come from under, from your lats, from your triceps, right? Scoop it under. Yeah. We have enough tension in the tops of the shoulders, I think. All right, awesome. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale the rest of the way. All right, let's do Jonas Asana. It's a great pose after a lot of back bending. Sole the foot. Now, some of you may be pretty flexible here. If you feel like you're pretty flexible in your back and your hamstrings, you could potentially open the back leg up a little more. So the heel comes to the same side. Groin, it's not that big of a distance, but you'll be surprised how much it affects the stretch. So feel free to push the back leg back a bit. It's not even that much, just a couple of inches. And then turn. We're still turning towards the straight leg. Lengthen, some wild animal activity. Lengthen out over the leg. Oh my goodness, right? So we're trying to draw the left ribs forward and down. Lengthen out, and then reach the sit bones, or especially the back leg sit bone, towards the earth, right? Because it wants to kind of lift up. So lengthen it down, and it'll give you a really nice stretch in your low back. And your hamstring too, probably. Just breathe here, a couple more breaths. Yeah, nice, you guys. And inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale. Let's come up the rest of the way. Let's take this leg and stand it up. So you'll bring that hip forward again. So now we're going straight ahead, and we're going to take a Ukitasana twist, and then we'll do the other side. So have a little space between your foot and your leg, so your heel is more lined up with your sit bone, and then the heel just pulls in however close it'll go. Wrap your right arm around the front of the left knee, your left hand behind. Yeah, switch your leg. Yeah, that's it. And then lifting the chest, inhale. Exhale, rotate the ribs, rotate your shoulders, rotate your head. If you want a little deeper twist, you want a little leverage, inhale, reach the right arm up, and exhale it outside the thigh. And then again, lifting the chest, pressing into the leg to rotate. Right? What we want to rotate is the upper back, right? The rib part of your spine and your neck, right? So your low back will rotate a minimum amount, which is good because it doesn't rotate very much. But think about the shoulders turning, right? Your head. One last breath. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and then bring out the twist. Last little bit. Gaze forward, inhale, and release it, exhale. Shake it out. All right. Let's bring the left foot in, right foot. Dang it. One of these days. I don't know. Maybe never. I don't know. I think never. If I haven't been able to do it by now, never gonna happen. Okay. Right foot in. I know, damn it. Oh, I know. Yeah, there's not much hope for me at this point. If you open the back leg up a little bit, feel free to do that. That's small. It's a small movement, but it does have impact. And then we turn. We turn and we lengthen. All right, and just let that stretch happen. There's a feather by me, like a nice soft feather. It's sweet. Yeah. Right, and just breathe into the stretch. Sink the right sit bone to the earth. Yeah, lengthen the right ribs forward. Yeah. Take last couple of breaths here. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale the rest of the way. All right, bring that knee up and in. Bring the hip around. Just take a second, kind of square yourself off. Yeah. All right. Grass. Okay. Pull the heel in. And again, give yourself a little space. And then arm around. Squeeze yourself in. Right hand behind. Lift the chest up, inhale. And then start your twist, rotating. And if you want, you can add a little more leverage, a little deeper twist. Reach the left arm up as you inhale and tuck it outside the knee as you exhale. And then sitting up again, inhale, exhale, rotating. So here too, we're gonna just let the left hip push a little forward and really rotate the ribs, rotate the shoulders in your head. The squirrels, they're doing it again. They're so funny. They're so funny. Yeah, they definitely have like territory battles and stuff, I think. Yeah, okay, one more big breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, ring out the twist. Gaze forward, inhale, and unravel. Okay, legs out front, give them a little shake. You want to sit back for a second and just open up the fronts of the hips. We're going to do a hip stretch. So if you like, you can lie down and do like a thread the needle or something like that. Or you can, it'll be a little bit deeper stretch, you know, with some body weight. So you can sit up and do Utkatasana or double pigeon. What do you want to do? What does your body want you to do right now? A little more if you put one shin on top of the other, a little less if you put one shin in front. So you can decide, or thread the needle or cradle your shin if you want a deeper stretch from lying down. Okay, on that note, yes, we're all doing it. Okay, cool. Come on out. Oh my goodness, into the stretch. Just let your upper body soften, right? You don't need to effort this at all. Like gravity can really do this for you. I'll be here for about a minute, so not the longest hip stretch you've probably ever been in, but enough time to feel something. So use each exhale to soften a little more. All right, and maybe we can come back to lengthening the breath, or maybe even just lengthening the exhale. All right, long, steady breath. Just softening. All right, softening the rest of the body as much as you can. Jaw softening, hips softening. And let's take just a few more breaths here. And one last inhale. And sigh it out. Slowly, slowly. Walk it back. So note which leg you put on top or in front. And then we'll have a moment to shake it out. Relax your hips. Give them a shake. Yeah. And let's do the other side. So try and do what you did on the first side, as always. And as always, modify it if you need to. Right? Because maybe you have an injury or something, you know. You don't have to, everything doesn't have to be the same. Okay, and when you're ready, come on in. Feel free to make any adjustments that you need to as you come into the stretch. Oh my goodness. Right, and know, of course, that one side's going to be different from the other. That's just how it is. And can you just be here and breathe and soften in? Right, the mind does what it does, and it'll, like start throwing stuff at you. So you can decide, choose, right, to not listen to that stuff just for now, right? Just let that stuff go. Excuse me. Just let those thoughts drift away. And you can just be here, lengthening your exhales. Could your shoulders relax anymore? Could your hips soften anymore? Is your belly fully relaxed? Is your jaw relaxed? Are your eyes soft? What could soften? Take a few more breaths. And one last big breath here, inhaling. And sigh it out. And slowly come on up, walk it back. All right, that is it. Extend your legs, little shake, a little wiggle waggle. All right, we're gonna lie down. So hold on to the backs of your legs and just roll back. All right. You can hug the knees, you can rock a bit. If you want a happy baby yourselves, go for it. Right, stretch. And then when you're ready, it's Shavasana time. So if you want, you can cover your eyes with something. You don't have to, but you certainly can if you like. Extend the legs. All right, arms can be out by your sides or wherever they're most comfortable. And just let your whole body relax. All right, set yourself up so that you can actually relax. Adjust anything that needs adjusting. And just close your eyes. And we'll rest here. Right, just resting in Shavasana. Ever so slowly begin to deepen your breath. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes. Maybe take a gentle stretch. Reaching the arms overhead, stretching the legs. And when you're ready, just give your knees a little squeeze, hug them in towards your chest. Maybe you rock a little side to side. It's up to you. Then rolling softly to your right side. Maybe pillowing your head with your arm. Just take a moment. Just relax in this easy feeling of Shavasana. And then use your hands, press the earth away, come up to seated. And as you come to sit, let's just close the eyes. Let's take a moment to just notice, appreciate the effects of practice. Right, what's different? What's shifted from when you came onto your mats? All right, bringing the hands to press at the heart, the thumbs to the sternum. Inhale, lifting the heart to the hands. Exhale, gently bowing the chin in. Grateful for the practice. Of course, as always, grateful. All right, grateful for all the goodness it brings. And what else? Think of one other thing that you're grateful for. And then really just let your heart feel gratitude. Let that feeling fill you up and add a little joy to your day. Thank you for practice, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday. Namaste. Namo Vaha. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Awesome, everyone. So good to see everybody. Thank you. Let me just check in with my Zoom people. Thank you. Unexpected clapping. All right. Hi, guys.
Thank you.
Everyone. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Dakota.
You too. Great class.
Hi,
Glad to be back.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, awesome.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see you, Julie, Barb. Hi, Terry.
Say hi to the real people.
I know, right? Yeah, Barb says hi, everyone. She called you the real people. They say hi. Ellen and Tara, and yeah, there's a bunch of people here. Mike.
Of course. Thank you.
Do you want to hear? Wait, I can turn you around. You can see. Hello.
Good to see they're still here. I worry about that.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. Good to see you guys.
Thank you. You make my day and my week better.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to see you guys. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.